All right. Wow, we have people. That is good. So this is going to be a test run to live stream, and I'm usually a journalist that does everything on a phone or a computer. But let's do some video and coach people through it, because that is an easier method to figuring this out. And I'm just flabbergasted that this many people have already joined. I haven't really technically tweeted it out because it didn't have the link in there. It's a little Streamlabs thing I need to learn. But wow, there's a lot of people. All right, let's go. That's what I want to hear. So we're gonna tweet out the link in about 2 minutes, and yeah, you dropping the link? Yes, I am. So in about 1 minute 10 seconds, it should open up the chat or open up the waiting room for Sony Direct. We will see if that happens, but that's what we're waiting for, and then giving you a lot of advice because the waiting room is usually about 15 minutes long. So I have the link to where it usually is, and I'm going to tweet the YouTube link for me. So that's really good. This is my first time using Streamlabs. We have 555 viewers, which is just phenomenal because, as you can see from my subscriber count, it's a tiny channel, tiny to personal channel, and I kind of wanted to reach out and coach everybody through this for the first time. I use Sony Direct because this is kind of an easier one where it's not, the drops aren't as hard to get because it's a virtual queue. It's a lottery system. Now, a lot of people have a lot of questions for me, and I know they do, about how to get those special invite emails. There are theories out there, but no one knows for sure. So I'm going to check because it's now 5 o'clock. Yeah, let's see. That tweet. Let's see. Sometimes it takes a little bit of refreshing. Sometimes they're a little bit late. But nothing yet. Nothing yet. Still waiting. But that is at 5 o'clock is the usual time, and if it doesn't happen, well, I got to test out Streamlabs, and see 833 people on the YouTube. Now, since I haven't tweeted this yet, I'm guessing you're already subscribed, which is great. If you're not, stay a little while. But this is just thrown together at the last second. You can see the Twitter, where I usually do most of my work, and also TechRadar, where I do everything else, all my other work. But yeah, I kind of want to coach people one-on-one or one-on 833 and 972. It keeps going up, and by coaching people, I'm going to be able to hopefully get more people PS5s, Xboxes, but in this case PS5, and then eventually Nintendo Switch GPUs, which are very hard to get. I'm trying to read the chat as much as possible. It's just me, folks. So this is good feedback about, like, is it loud enough? Is it not? Good to know. Nothing yet. Nothing. All right, I'm gonna keep checking. I get a lot of messages at this time, but I'm trying to check if Sony Direct is taken off. The waiting room has not launched yet, but we do know from my replies and direct messages, a lot of people were able to get a console from the special virtual queue that happened at 3 p.m. Eastern about 2 hours ago at 12 Pacific. So the email lists 12 Pacific, so it happens at 3 p.m. Eastern. And it's a much smaller, limited queue. The trick to get on there is, I don't think there is a trick. And yeah, I don't get close to your mic. Okay. I don't think that there is a trick to get on there because the fine print says PSN activity. That's what it's basing it on. So if you're doing a lot of activity on PSN, I guess that's a thing to get this email. Other people say you have to go into the settings, deep into the settings. You can do it on the web, and opt into sorry, opt into marketing emails. I don't know. No one's confirmed if that works or not. So you may be getting marketing emails for nothing. But yeah, that's sub alerts are very loud. All right, let me. Hopefully that works. Yeah. So Sony Direct is not out yet, which is kind of peculiar. The latest I've ever seen Sony Direct restock is at. Turn the alerts down. I shall work on that. Delay. The latest I've ever seen Sony Direct restock is 6:30, so they've never really done it past 7 o'clock. So, all right, looking for the volume on those widgets, or I could just delete that because I'm sure no one needs to see who's subscribing and not. So I hit it, and hopefully that works for you. Let me know if it doesn't. Refreshing the queue. Don't see it. Don't see it. Don't see it. All right, I'm just going to delete alerts. No one needs to see them. And there we go. There's a lot of people subscribing, so I've deleted the alerts. Yeah. Is the PSN out? Then nope, it's not yet, at least. But I can sign into the chat and let you know when. There we go. So how do you get in the queue? So I'm going to tweet the link, and you're going to see it. You're going to click that link and go to the virtual queue. So there's a 15-minute waiting room when it does happen, and I'm hoping it happens today. Can you pay with an international credit card? Probably not. You can't even pay with American Express, and that's a real problem because I ran into that issue. I put the American Express card in there, and it didn't work. And you think, okay, have another card, just some Visa card, and then I put that in, and the error message wouldn't go away from the original American Express card. So don't ever do that. I got stuck. Should I not refresh? No, you can't really get banned from Sony Direct. As I say this on the stream, hopefully that's true, but I've never gotten banned. I, refresh a lot around this time, around this hour, but we haven't seen it yet. Again, peculiar, but yeah, still, I see. Got to pay homage to Jake Randall, who does a much better job at live streaming, but he's also still waiting for the PlayStation Direct. Yep, didn't pop up at 5. Usually it pops up at 5 and the virtual queue opens at 5:15 p.m. So it is now 5:06 p.m. And yeah, what's the link? I will tweet that when it happens. It's not, doesn't give you any advantage to getting in there early because there's this 15-minute gap, which I think is very fair. I really like what Sony Direct does. Some people really hate it because they don't have any luck with it. You can increase your luck, and I'm going to tell you how to do that because that's what this stream is all about, and that's what I try to convey in the tweets. But the tweets are so limited. I can only fit so many characters in there. So the secret is, and you may see this in my tweets, but to expand upon it on a video, the best way to do it is through multiple devices. So I'm going to enter the virtual queue on my phone. I'm going to enter it on my computer back here, my computer over here, and I have another laptop here. So the trick is using as many browsers as possible. Just be ready. That's the key. But use as many devices as possible and browsers. So some people use incognito and individual tabs or individual windows. Sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't. I know Cameron, who runs, if you're hanging around my Twitter a lot, he runs a Twitch channel that does a lot of coaching and alerts. uses a Chrome extension called Session Box. I haven't really dove into that because that's like it's complex. But does it work with credit or debit cards? Should work with both, but not American Express. Hi, Natalie or Natalia. Nelson, I can see when my name lights up. That's kind of cool. So this is my first live stream, and hopefully, there's a Sony Direct. So at TechRadar, we just got done Amazon Prime Day at overnight. So yeah, a lot of good vibes in the chat. Love seeing that. What are we up to? Let's see how many users. All right, 2,671. That's not bad. Again, I don't think I've tweeted this. I don't know. So let me check my Twitter. Still, let's see if I did tweet it, because like that's a lot of users. I didn't, but there's already 593 replies. That's just astounding. I don't know what to say. Yeah, I'll have the link in a second when it goes live. So I'm just confused as to how that happened. How many people are here? Oh, 3,000. Wow. All right. So let me actually tweet out a link. And then I'll tweet out the link into the chat. When's Best Buy restocking? So they were originally scheduled, or the theory was they're going to have it on Monday to compete with Amazon Prime. That didn't happen. I got word from additional warehouses that didn't have PlayStations in stock. So that's been delayed to, we don't know when the new date is, but they didn't have, sorry, getting over a cold from Amazon Prime Day. They didn't have enough stock to launch on Monday. So we will see what the new date is. It all depends on when they get inventory nationwide, because they don't do regional drops. So, and if this turns out not to be a drop, then for Sony Direct, hopefully you take away some information, but it should be. I don't want to call it out just yet. Oh, easy to Google Matt Swider live stream. All right, fair enough, if that's how you have arrived. Yeah, and the article is taking off. It's like 8,000 people are on it. Let me make sure I update that, because I need to update everybody. Where's the link? So let me hop in the chat somehow and do the link so that you all know how to do that. Okay. All right, so I'm going to tweet, and I can pin the link right there. Okay. Let me, now I need to learn how to pin. Pin. There we go. So you're going to see what I'm seeing, which is just a whole lot of nothing. So we're not going to be able to see anything but, like, I think they have a controller on the Sony Direct page. So, oh, no, this one in particular. So if I go click on this. Yep, no. All right, so in this case, they do have the console, but it says out of stock, which is what a lot of people see after there's a virtual queue. And they see their number rapidly moving up after it's saying more than an hour. So they're waiting. You don't actually wait a full hour. But a lot of people like to say, I waited an hour. But the virtual queue, when it expires, you start to move up rapidly like you would if you're getting a console, but they're already out of consoles. And then you get to this page and people are like, oh, it just sold out. Technically, it sold out probably a couple minutes ago. And in that case, hasn't gone live yet. Don't want to mistake. I know people just hear words and yeah. Yep. So we're up to 3,500 people. Hopefully there's. So there was definitely a virtual queue at 2 p.m. because we did see people check out with the console. They got the console. They got some games. They sent me the receipts for it. So that's really good. but we haven't seen we haven't seen it happen for everybody else. What does that mean? Well, it could mean that they ran out of consoles. That is a definite possibility. They went weeks without having a drop, um, and they uh, then they had one last week, last Wednesday, and by having that, you know, having two in a row, they used to do like 4 days a week back in like February, March, um, and now they're they've been slowing up. So the fact that they had one last week, and then having another at least limited restock this week, we might not see it open up to everybody, but that's why we're all here. And so to kind of give you tips for when it does happen, and if it does happen between now and I'd say an hour from now before I start giving up hope. But um, if so, these are the secrets. It's to have multiple devices on you and multiple browsers. Even clicking on the tweet in Twitter, Twitter kind of has its own browser. So you're in a different queue or a different place in the queue if you open up Safari on your phone and you still have the tweet open. So and you're browsing that way through Twitter's browser. So it's a separate thing. So that's one tip. There are a lot of people. We're up to 4,000. So so that's the tip is multiple browsers, multiple devices. I have a lot of phones. I'm thinking about taking a funny photo of myself with like 400 phones because I probably have that many, reviewing them for TechRadar, and then trying to get into the virtual queue. Maybe that's a meme I'm gonna invent one day. Like this is what it takes to get a PlayStation 5, and then we'll see. We'll see if I get like one, because a lot of people enter every time there's a virtual queue with the Sony Direct, and they don't get it. The other tip is, making sure you're out there for these restock alerts, like turning on notifications. That's really good, because a lot of people will say, "Oh, Best Buy rescheduled, but I've been refreshing all day." Well, that's not the point of what I do. What I do is hopefully to give you an alert. I know some people don't get the alerts on time because, like, maybe they have do not disturb on or the battery optimizer mode, low power mode on their iPhone, and that kind of delays the notifications. But for the most part, you should get that notification right away. That's what's great about Twitter and having notifications on. So you should get that notification right away. So I'm doing that work for you. I'm doing the refreshing. I'm doing the watching, the 24/7 tracking on this giant computer, and so that's how you're gonna end up with a console without having to constantly refresh yourself. I put out news stories and try to let people know when it's gonna happen. A lot of L's in the chat. I get it. But we're going to turn those into W's because you got to think happy thoughts. But I try to, use my monitors, check all the sources. And one thing I try to do is not send too many notifications. So sending too many notifications, I try to make sure it's an actual drop. If it's suspicious, Microsoft for the Xbox, the official Microsoft store, is just like notorious for flashing the add to cart button, but no one can really check out. So I try to avoid it if I deem it suspicious, and if it's not, and I think it's going to be cartable, that's a word now, then I will, put that tweet out there. So that's how that works. A lot of inner workings to getting this to the point where it needs to be buyable by you. So yeah, chat is going so fast, and yet it's great to see. 4,300 people. I had like 3,000 subscribers. I don't know what I have now, but we will see. So I I don't have a proper setup like Jake does, like Cheeto does, but I moved into this apartment like a little more than a month ago. I need to get this place set up. Still have the monitors. That's good. But I'm going to update the article to note that has not happened yet. The first virtual queue did happen. And so I'm going to note that one did happen. But the fact that this second one has not happened is 18 minutes behind where we usually are. It could mean they're out of consoles. Let me try to pick out some. See, I don't have all the knowledge of how to slow down the chat because I'm just surprised any of this is working. I was going to do Twitter Spaces and just scrap it, but this is easier to show people. What's going on. I'm going to try to figure out how to change that window because it should be this window here. All right. This is all in real time. There we go. So that's the article I'm updating. It was put out there 3 hours ago when that first virtual queue happened. So that did happen. Everybody else has to hang tight, which is just unfortunate. This may be the first time they had a limited queue with so many people getting invites. I think there was one time where there was like one person that got that replied to me that they got a special invite. And again, I'll go over for people who just joined how to get those email invites. So this may be the first time where they didn't have a restock for everybody, and I think that's important to note that it's going to be scarce. So if you look at my articles, I interview analysts sometimes who tell me this situation is going to go on for a long time. The thing is, this is my analysis. Come October, if you don't get it by October, it's gonna be very, very hard to get because there's going to be this audience, and I put this in the newsletter, which you should sign up for. That there's going to be a whole new audience of parents who are like, oh, little Timmy needs a console for Christmas. From October on, that audience is going to be just dominating the stores. They're going to be trying. There's going to be a new wave of people needing and wanting this console. So, my suggestion is to keep trying until October. Obviously, try if you don't have it by October, but it's definitely important to keep trying because if you don't, and October rolls around, it's gonna be much harder. So, yeah, I almost got like 1,000 more subscribers. I know it's bare bones today. This is my first stream, and I'm coming off of a little bit of sickness after working so hard for Amazon Prime Day and just trying to be home for Father's Day and go back and forth. So I'm trying to cobble this together, test it out for a bigger drop like Walmart. Usually we get early information for Walmart. And yeah, wow, little Timmy is not going to survive Christmas. I love the chat. This is great. This is great seeing actual voices. Yeah, I can ban people too, which is great. Too many L's. Too many L's. All right. Let's see. How many? All right. I'm gonna copy this and try to figure out how we can see if it's going to happen or not. Nope. Yep, it's nothing yet. I think everybody is kind of on Twitter getting a little crazy because they're going through the same thing as us. So, watch. Yep. We will see if it does happen in the next couple minutes. But yeah, I'll take more questions. People want to know about the email again. All right, so you probably weren't here when I explained that before. The trick to getting the email is it just it's mostly a matter of luck, um, and I would say yeah, it's mostly a matter of luck. But there are two things that you can do according to the feedback we've gotten. Um, one is seems reasonable but kind of vague, and the other is uh, reasonable, but it does open you up to getting marketing emails. So, first way is let's see, I'm going to update the page to note that we haven't seen it yet. There we go. So that's on TechRadar right now. But the first way is uh, having a lot of PSN activity. That's what they're basing it on. They don't say you have to have a lot, but it's based on PSN activity. So if you're a PlayStation Network user, um, you'll be able to, you know, have a better chance in theory. We'll see, but it's extremely vague. But a lot of people don't have a PSN account and they still want it. A lot of moms and dads out there, and their kid has a PSN account, so that's important. Teaching them, and then the other way is, and I'll tweet this out there, having marketing, opening yourself up to marketing emails deep within the settings uh, of Sony Direct. So I'm going to create an article dedicated to this, so you'll be able to search for it and see TechRadar and get all that goodness. But yeah, we're still waiting on the virtual queue. There's still a lot of people waiting. Um, Usually a waiting room opens by now. And if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen, but you get these tips. So, yeah, opening yourself up to the marketing email, I'll teach you how to do that. I'll walk you through it. My computer setup and the overlays are not really set up for that just yet. I have one monitor here, ironically, 6 in back of me. But this computer, I wouldn't trust to live stream at this moment. So, yeah, 4,806 people, and I haven't even tweeted the link to the YouTube. I'm just blown away. But I didn't want to tweet it until it actually went live, but we're not seeing that just yet. So, PSN activity, marketing, open yourself up to marketing emails. That one, a lot of people say, oh, that's the way to do it. I don't know if that's the way to do it. No, Sony has never said that's the way to get these Sony Direct special invites. But one did happen at 2 p.m. Eastern, so about 2 hours and 25 minutes ago. And then it usually opens up at 5 o'clock with a waiting room. That hasn't happened. So we're just waiting. To go over some of the other retailers, because I know I saw some. Let's see. I saw some people questioning, like, did GameStop drop? They had an Xbox restock earlier today. And what was interesting about that, the link is at the top. So you can click that link, and it's pinned. There you go. All right. Yep, I have it. Everybody has it. So looking. I still don't see it live, so I'm not going to tweet it out. But I do know it's a cache issue sometimes. So not live yet. Not live. I can see if it's live or not. So I'm refreshing on a laptop separate from the PC, separate from the Mac Pro, which is where I usually check things, and it's also a pretty background. So yeah. Well, I'm gonna. So Target. So Target usually gets inventory in, and it was interesting because they stopped getting inventory in mass before the Xbox, and they did that. So that happened this morning. I believe it this morning. Everything's running together with Amazon Prime Day because I was on late shift. But yeah, it's definitely a good thing to have this live stream, connect with people, Um, PayPal can't be used for Sony Direct. It's all the major credit cards and debit cards except American Express. So, and I wouldn't even try American Express because when I got denied, um, the theory was the error message wouldn't go away because I had tried it once and I switched to Visa, and it still wouldn't work because that error message was still present. So, don't even try it with American Express. Um, yeah, that's put the digital link in. So you'll actually be able to go to either one in the end. That's something that is kind of a misnomer out there. That there's two separate links. And I do tweet the links, but you know, it gets you to the basically the same page. They have one on top of the other. So both the PlayStation 5 console with the disc and with the digital version, you eventually end up to the same page after the virtual queue. So not a big deal. So I went over Best Buy already. Target, we haven't seen any evidence that they have PS5 consoles in. GameStop had it last week, and they had the Xbox last week. They had Xbox today, but it was Xbox All Access. So I saw people saying, "Okay, was there a PS5 restock?" There wasn't. There wasn't even technically Xbox standalone. You had to buy a bundle, which includes the Xbox console and Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, which I think is worth it. Subscribing to if you're going to use your console. It's great. They're trying to be the Netflix of video games. That's a $15 a month value for that alone, and then rope in the console. It's $35 a month. Some people like that. Some people don't. Some people like it, but they can't get through the credit check. And I know that's a problem. I have not tried, but I know people say I have fine credit and I can't get the Xbox. So some people really dislike the all access inventory that comes in, but I'm sure Microsoft loves it because you're going to be subscribing to Game Pass for 24 months and paying for that console. So let's see. I am going to. So Walmart restock. So Walmart usually does Thursdays. We'll see if they have it tomorrow, but they just had a big restock last week. So I'm having my doubts that we will see a Walmart restock. But yeah, that's what we're waiting for. Like obviously, you can see I mentioned the controllers that are usually there on the front page, and then these, which are all out of stock. So here's the page. Here's where it says it's out of stock. If I blow up this window a little bit more, so out of stock currently. And despite having a virtual queue earlier, this is kind of a crazy thing to see. Yeah, still 4,800 some people in the chat. I appreciate you all being here. Like, this is certainly a new thing for me. All right, slow mode to stop the spam. All right, let's see, where is that setting? So that's what's interesting about this is I am brand new to this, and let's see the stream hotkeys. I'm gonna be learning this as like a tool, and it's kind of a neat thing. It goes hand in hand with what I'm doing. At 5 o'clock, it's perfect because it's yeah. Let's see. Is there a chat notifications? Okay. Nope. Don't show notifications. That way, things won't pop up, which is good. But yeah, it's perfect for me because it's 5 p.m. It's right after. All right, let's keep checking. Nothing yet. 5 p.m. is like when I stop working or allegedly stop working, and I'm able to, coach people on how to get this Xbox because it's been a major, despite today being a loss in terms of no PlayStation 5s. It's been a major win for just getting people the consoles that they should have had in like December. I know it launched in November, but by December, a lot of people wanted that console and still haven't been able to get it. And we're almost in July, right? It's gonna be 4th of July in like 2 weeks. So, not live. It's not live. Nope. Thank you for everybody who is participating. I'm gonna get used to this chat and figure out everything in the next, I don't know, by the next drop. But yeah, one thing I get every day is this shady website legitimate? If I'm not tweeting it out, it's probably not legit. Especially if they're this one particular website. I don't want to put it out there so everybody goes to it. Has it for $550 or even $600. No one, they're just going to take your money. Websites that do that are scam websites. And there's also every day I get someone saying, "Oh, is this a scam that I just sent my money to?" Please don't do that. And I really appreciate everybody in my comments on Twitter who kind of points these people out. And you actually save people $550 throwing it away. And some people are desperate for the console and really can't afford to lose $550. They can afford to get the console, but they can't afford to lose that money. It's the saddest thing to see. It's like a grandmother. I told her, "Don't send it. These are all scams." She goes, "Okay." Comes back to me within 24 hours and said, "I got scammed, and I think I got scammed." And I was like, "Yep, that's a scam." She felt very, very, very bad, and she tried to look on the bright side because she only sent half the money up front. Obviously, didn't send the other half because she never got the console. So, yeah, don't let that happen to you. Please protect the grandmas out there. A lot of moms and dads. A mother who was expecting, or not expecting, was going to have her baby that Saturday on a Wednesday. She got scammed, and she wanted that during recovery, and that was also very sad. A lot of people out there who don't deserve to be scammed. Yeah. So people are talking about, hey, maybe they ran out during that invitation process. Always a possibility. Not a great sign for my first stream. Sorry, folks. And I get it. Okay, someone gave me a tip. Go to your live dashboard in the chat module. Click settings. This is bot fodder. Thank you, bot fodder. You are now a moderator, bot fodder, because that is super helpful advice. I'm sure other people gave that advice too. So, settings, live dashboard. Click settings, select enable slow mode. All right. Enable reporting. Ooh, output. Maybe I'm not in the right place. Nope, I don't see it. But the particular setup I have, I'm kind of far away from the screen. I'm just trying to see. No, I'm in general. Output. Oh, in the chat module. Ah, I see. Cool. Everybody who's helped me out, I appreciate that. Yeah, as you can see, because I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Okay, this is crazy. Just the amount of people. Probably shouldn't be showing that. That's fine. Yeah. Yeah. So I'll improve things next time, but I'm wondering how to do that. I can see on my monitor it's delayed, so I can probably delete this. Window capture 3. Thank you for everybody who's helping out. There we go. That should help. because now I can just talk to you, go to the stream settings, and stream latency. I see stream latency. Man. Nope. Don't see it yet. I got really far in this. But no. So no PS5 restock just yet. I'm gonna hold on till 6 o'clock. If it doesn't happen at 6, then I give up. Totally okay with you feeling the same. So select settings, select enable slow mode, and enter how many seconds. I just don't see that. Oh, live chat. Enable slow mode. Got it. All right. How many seconds is a good amount of time? Oh, this is so great that everybody's helping me out. This is really nice. Do we do 30 seconds? Is that normal? Is it a minute? Let's do a minute. That was what was in there by default. And sorry, people. Yes, slow mode is on. Oh, that's so much better. Thank you, bot fodder. Oh, this is so much better. See? This is the community giving back because I'm trying out this new thing. Let me turn on the windows again. And, yep, so there we go. There we are. And let's get back to the stream. There we go. That should be it. Settings are there. Nope, not yet. Let's see. I know what I'm doing. I swear. There we are. So we have both the TechRadar article that I wrote and have updated, and then we also have the queue and the Twitter that's open. So hopefully one of them, one of the consoles restocks. But it's okay if it doesn't. I've dispensed some tips. Now that we have slow mode on, I can take. How am I doing? I'm a little bit sick if you can't tell, but I'm good overall. I'm trying to hang in there. Amazon Prime Day was rough, so trying to get this restock information 24/7. I usually am feeling better, so yeah. Yeah, it's tough work, but it's worth it because you get like I got a picture yesterday of this mom giving her daughter a PS5. It's like that's where this is worth it. Do I own a Tesla? I do not. I can't say it now, but I live in New York City, and that is something that. Thank you for all the likes, by the way. I know there's a bare bones operation right now in the live stream, so this is kind of nice that everybody is. I know there is no PS Direct yet, and there may not be. Want to brace you all for that, but the fact that so many people came out is really nice, and the fact that people are helping me out is great. And this is kind of a test case scenario. You came through during Prime Day. Yeah, thank you. You know what? I was about to wrap things up. I was still on shift for TechRadar for Prime Day, and the PlayStation dropped 3 hours before. And the reason, so this is something that I kind of put into the. So this is something that I put into the one of my articles, but you may not have seen. The reason I think that. Thank you for the Sam's Club heads up. Always a great one. They sell out really fast, despite charging, requiring a membership or charging a premium for it. But the reason that Amazon probably strategically had it during the last 3 hours is a lot of people had stuff in their carts, and they just didn't check out with it. That was me included. I was, you know, looking at stuff. Do I really need this? It was in the cart, and all of a sudden, those people probably checked out instantly and said, like, I saw somebody, they like, I got the PlayStation 5, and they had like a roll of tape that they also got because that was like sitting in their cart. So genius move for Amazon. Like that's what I expect from a company like that. To just go through and say what's the best possible time to drop a PlayStation. They had the Xbox in the morning about like I want to say maybe 11 a.m. So when is the next restock? Like we thought it was going to be this Sony Direct. That's why I'm here. The Sony Direct page auto refresh. It doesn't. So you'll have to do that manually. So I thought it'd be Sony Direct. How do you help people get PS5? That's a question I've seen like 2 or 3 times. I tweeted out on Twitter. This is I was at like you can see this that way. I was at 21,000 followers, and now I'm at 681,000 followers, and that just really just did not expect that, and that's why I've continued to do it is because people are it's been a success. It's been helpful for people, and I want to continue to do it until I get to maybe 1 million by Black Friday. I don't know if I can, but the number goes up about like 5,000 every day, and some people drop off, and that's their right to do it. But that's you know, I think a lot of people don't know how to turn off notifications, turn them on and off, and the follow button's much bigger than the bell icon. So when I tweet, it usually goes down 100. So I try not to tweet too much because I don't want to annoy people. And that's why my account is probably the least active in terms of other tweets. Like, I don't want to say I just do drops, but I pretty much only do those. I still have some personality in Twitter, and that's why I'm kind of expanding to do a little bit of YouTube. In that I don't want to be constrained, but I try not to, give people false notice because like I get feedback from people like I work in pest control and I can't be by my phone all the time, or I'm a truck driver driving across the country, and this really helps me because I know it's probably something important. I'll put out informational things if I know a restock will happen. I put out things where I think there are scams going on, and I kind of want to give people a heads up. So, forgive me for asking. Let's see. I lost it. There's a lot of. All right. Forgive me for asking. What information do you know about PS5 redesign? Oh, this one is very important because there are a lot of reports that PS5 was getting a redesign, which, frankly, is going to be untrue. Um, it was a good headline to put out there for a lot of sites, not TechRadar. But there was an executive at Sony who said, "We're trying to get as many consoles out as possible. We're trying to, try new avenues here. We may go with a different, chip design to, speed up the process. Nothing different about it. It's not going to be faster. It's not going to look any different, but." A lot of places published the fact that there's a possible redesign for the PlayStation 5 in the works. Just not the case. I try to keep TechRadar away from that because it sounds great. It's a great headline, but it's not true, and it gives people false impressions. Yeah, still waiting for that PS5 restock. One of the neatest things is that I like helping out everybody, and I try to keep things fair, put out the tweet for everybody all at once, but I get pinged when there's someone of like a verified status, or even if they're not verified, Twitter kind of knows that this is like, oh, this is a celebrity account, so that's interesting. That's been fascinating. I had someone from the HBO show Silicon Valley join my uh, join my Twitter and message me in character, which was hilarious. Um, so yeah, that would be really helpful if Sony did say, this is from the user named account, um, which seems like the default name for an account. Yes, they should say they are not restocking today if they're not. Totally. If they had some consoles before for that exclusive email invite only restock, it'd be nicer if they were more transparent. And that's like the biggest thing about all of this. I have to go behind like retail lines, and ask like employees, ask managers, like what's going on with the restock. Um, so I feel like the biggest thing is transparency, and these retailers really haven't done that. Yeah, his mic ain't low. He just has bad audio. All right, I'll improve that next time. I mean, that's really what I'm here to do, and I've thrown this together at last second. So, uh, let's see. Let's see if I can ban somebody. All right, just remove the comment for now. But now I have powers. I know how to use them. Um, so, anybody who's being annoying, yeah. Okay. Are the Facebook Marketplace ones a scam? I would never get a console shipped, um, through Facebook Marketplace, through eBay, or not eBay, through Craigslist or any other, what's the other one, OfferUp that people use. I wouldn't do that. I think you just wait for a legitimate restock. It's much safer. The thing about StockX that I keep telling people, um, you have to wait for the console to be sent to StockX. StockX checks it, sends it to you. That could be up to 2 weeks. It could be longer. It could be shorter. Um, so it's kind of, and you're paying top dollar. They had on some fees, uh, shipping fee. I think it's like $25 for a console, and then a convenience fee. So like a service charge, um, and that's on top of like, so you're paying like close to double what you should pay. Um, it goes up and down. That's what StockX's thing is. Opinion on the chip shortage. Um, yeah. So there are two things about the chip shortage. It's they couldn't produce enough chips. COVID obviously slowed down production of everything, including chips. But the other thing is, people bought computers. They bought, like Tom from accounting needed a computer all of a sudden to work from home, um, and that is that was a problem because all these businesses that were sending their employees home to work from home suddenly needed to replace those desktops. They use the same materials, the same resources, the same semiconductors, if you want to get technical, as all other technology. So we've seen scarcity of semiconductors for GPUs, for consoles, for computers, other computers, and for even for cars, because they are computerized these days too. Um, so yeah, Silicon Nerd is I would say, come on, that's unreliable. It's readily available at all times, and they're only charging like $50 to $100 more. Come on. I talked with a scammer today because I'm trying to, get to the bottom of where these people are and how they work, and how it was very interesting. I'll publish an article on TechRadar soon about that. But um, it's scam city out there. If you're going from, instead of going to Best Buy, you're going on Twitter to find it, or OfferUp. So Silicon Nerd, I wouldn't trust. Uh, I I just it's too shady to be readily available at all times. When like you see these restocks, they sell out within 3 minutes, unless they're playing with the add to cart button. So, do you have a dedicated group of secret insiders you work with at these companies? Um, kind of. Yeah, I I go with the same people because my thinking is they need to be reliable sources. Um, so I really value their info that they give me. They don't need to do that, but they do it anyway. Um, and I ask why. I don't even need to ask why. They usually tell me that they do it because they do it out of the kindness of their heart because they know everybody else wants a console. And really, we have 3,900 people still in this chat. Um, we are going to see. It's really funny because I'm not even like at a level. Not that I need to be at this level, but um, it's like an hours watch thing. I need to get to like 4,000 or something. That's what YouTube emailed me about, and it's like, okay, I think I have all the functionality anyway. But so Sony Direct has not happened yet, um, but I think I'm going to surpass that number that I need to hit. But I still able to do this live stream as long as I think I was at uh, let's see, five, no, I passed 1,000 users or 1,000 subscribers, so subs. Um, and when I did that, I was able to live stream. I think it included mobile, which is important for me because I have a lot of phones. Um, so that was good to surpass that. But now it's just gravy. I'm at 4,500 subscribers by doing this. In the future, if you want me to stream a game, I can. I was thinking about playing Ratchet and Clank, A Rift Apart, which is the new PS5 game. I didn't want to do it too early because people don't want spoilers, but yeah, be closer to the mic. I can do that. Yeah. Um, are you confident there will be a restock? Uh, Less confident now, but I'm gonna wait till 6 o'clock, probably 6:05, um, and that's how I'm gonna do it. This live stream will get better in the second iteration. I'm gonna look back at this one day and be like, that's how I started. I was sick. I was coming off of Prime Day. I threw it together. I'm gonna take a picture of my place because it's like I haven't used this PC in a long time, but I decided to use it to stream instead of the Mac Pro. Um, yeah, interested in. I am interested in streaming for fun. Um, that was from Robert Johnson. Yeah, I kind of want to like feedback on what to do. Like, I'm probably gonna close in on like 5,000 subscribers by if I keep doing this for long enough, and that gives me latitude to figure out what to do with this. It just it's crazy that I just threw this together and did it on a spare monitor, a PC I had laying around, and a webcam. And then Streamlabs is what I use, which has been helpful. I was deciding between Restream.io and Streamlabs, but this seemed to be uh, helpful. So talk Best Buy. When is Toys R Us restocking? I don't think they exist anymore. I know they're always trying to come back, but the Best Buy info that you need kind of went over that already. But I'll go over it again really quickly. But they were going to have one on Monday to compete with Amazon Prime Day. Obviously, they have their days of deals or whatever. I think Walmart calls theirs thing days of deals. But they had competition. They had sales to compete with Amazon Prime Day. Would have been really clutch if they could do a PS5 restock. Didn't work out for them. It's been rescheduled. We don't know the new date. I got lucky. Got PS5 digital from Walmart Laptop. Got upgraded. Huge news. Like that was for me one of the biggest news stories that I did. So I'm going to switch to. So I have this open. So I'll go to my name on TechRadar. See a lot of different articles. So this article right here that you should be seeing. So, there we go. That article right there. I'll move my little window. The PS5 disc surprise from Walmart. PS5 digital buyers get upgraded for free. That happened to a lot of people, and that was huge because people paid $400 for the digital version, and that was clutch to get. Like getting that console was that was no easy process. Um, so by doing that, still not live. By doing that, Walmart, so many people got it that Walmart ran out of the disc or the digital version. There was no disc version, um, and they ran out of consoles, and so they're going to replace, instead of people being backed up forever, which Walmart is known to do, they're going to go ahead and give people disc consoles, which they had more on hand. Cameron over on who's Killer Cam 1020 on Twitch theorized that Sam's Club was getting the disc consoles because the disc version is an easier sell because they were going to bundle it at Sam's Club. They do bundles at Sam's Club. They don't really do that at Walmart. They haven't for next gen consoles yet. So 2 minutes ago, 1 minute really, 1 minute 10 seconds. We'll see if they have it. Haven't seen it yet. So Sam's Club having the disc version, they probably had some extra inventory. There's a lot of cancellations at Sam's Club, and that's why we see them go back in stock for seconds at a time, sometimes at random times, but then instantly sell out. So Walmart owns Sam's Club, probably diverted some resources there. That's my theory on that. No. Cameron posted a GIF of saying mission failed. Someone said in the chat. I'm gonna wait the 30 seconds. But I appreciate everybody being here. I'm gonna continue on for like 5 more minutes. Give it some time. I appreciate the fact that I went from like 3,000 subscribers to like 4,500. It says 4.58. It's just uncanny the level of support I'm getting from everybody, and that's what I kind of want to do is help out more. I've done some Twitter Spaces, which I know a lot of people have appreciated. There was about 4,000 people in there, and that seemed to help out a lot of people. People kept bringing that up, like, "Oh, when are you gonna do another one?" We did 2 of them, but this was supposed to be a little more helpful. You have the TechRadar article there, and I also had the virtual queue that was gonna be there. Why does Walmart take so much to deliver? So much time to deliver. I would say Walmart takes time to deliver because they sell more consoles. Is my theory, but gotta be true. They sell more consoles than they have on hand. There's no other reason for it. I will say people always say, why aren't these companies taking pre-orders? Well, Walmart is essentially doing that. But then they get mad because they take too long. So you can't have it both ways. But yes, Walmart should be more upfront. Like, hey, you're getting a place in line instead of a console, and you're putting money up front. They usually don't charge you. They charge you initially. This is another thing that's confusing. Walmart charges you initially, and then they're not ready to ship the console yet, or if they're not, they reverse the charge. Everybody freaks out. They mention me, oh, my order's gonna get refunded or just got refunded. I'm not have a console, and it's usually not the case. It's usually they're taking a little while to ship it. They'll charge you again once they ship it. That's pretty standard practice among retailers. That when you pre-order something, you may see a hold charge, gets refunded, and then once it goes out again, you'll get charged. I have some Zelda Joy-Cons that I might give away. I have an Xbox that I might give away. I'm working on some giveaways. Those got charged to me ahead of time. So, and then they get refunded. And then once Target ships my Joy-Cons for Zelda, I will get that money. I will be charged again. So, shipping times from Walmart, yep, about a month. Some people get it within some people got it from Thursday. They got it yesterday. It makes, there's no rhyme or reason to it. It could be your proximity to regional warehouses. Yeah, it'll still say processing. So one thing I'll say about a lot of the retailers is they stink at tracking. And to be fair, they're going through thousands and thousands and thousands of orders. The average inventory is around like 50,000 consoles. at a major retailer. Smaller retailers may have 1,500 consoles. So the reason that people aren't shipping them or opening up inventory and they have to wait till these specific dates is everybody would go through these consoles really quickly. So yeah, I'm going to decline that call. Sometimes I get calls, that's not good. Yeah, how many of those PS5s last night at Amazon you think got gobbled up by bots? Tough to say. Because like I want to say Amazon protects against that, but the bots are very strong. And with the GPUs on Amazon, they're gone instantly. There's no way that average users are getting these, unless the retailers are putting one out at a time. That's why I tweet about Newegg with the Newegg Shuffle for GPUs. I tweet about Best Buy when they have GPU stock. It lasts less than a minute, and rarely I'll tweet about Amazon having a GPU restock because it's impossible to get. No one I know really gets it. But I think later during the year that'll become easier. But Newegg is definitely the way to go. I usually see 5 to 7 people get it when I post about the Newegg Shuffle. Some people get PS5s from there. Is Best Buy restocking Friday or tomorrow? I don't know. It got rescheduled. It got rescheduled from Monday. So yes, this is something to go over. Walmart has these third-party retailers. Walmart does it, Newegg does it, Amazon does it. So you may see a console in there that is that will cost you how much? It'll cost you like $1,000, right? That's from a reseller, someone who's reselling the console and using Walmart or Amazon or Newegg's store as a service. If you were a small online retailer and you made iPhones to sell, you could sell them through Amazon, especially if they ran out or don't sell a particular product. That's hot. Sometimes they used to not sell iPhones, and I think they come from third-party retailers now. The great thing about that is when Amazon doesn't have stock of something, maybe another retailer will, a third-party retailer. The bad thing is, well, since there's a scarcity of PlayStation 5s and Xboxes, they're charging like a giant premium. So don't pay for those. But people get confused. Thank you, Bot Fodder. Yeah. Yeah. I appreciate everything that you've done. If you're still here, please come back because you are a helpful moderator. I really have only made one moderator, but please contact me on Twitter, Bot Fodder. I would like to thank you because this is really nice. So, yep, no PS5 restock. It's 6:06. I may end it there. I know you're all following me on Twitter already, so I don't really need to put that out there. But yeah, there's any other information you need to we keep refreshing. I really thought it was going to happen, to be honest with you. The latest it's happened is 6:30, but it's been months since we've seen a 6:30 restock at Sony Direct. Yep, when and if Sony doesn't happen, will the page auto refresh? It won't auto refresh. I've seen that question several times. So you could be on there for hours and it could pass you by. The best thing is I don't want you refreshing, or I don't want you to waste your time refreshing. Just wait for my tweet. Sony Direct is not about speed whatsoever. It has a 15-minute waiting room. So as long as you get the alert within 15 minutes and you could lazily go, I'm going to click on it now. You're going to get into the waiting room, that 15-minute waiting room, and you're going to get randomly put in the virtual queue. The only thing you need to, yeah, I know, I need to rest. I'm going to make you a moderator now because you're nice. Yeah, and like, hey, this is bare bones live stream, one without a console on hand right now, and I still got 486 likes versus 86 dislikes. I still got, you know, one over 1,500 new subscribers. Still a success in my mind. You know, like, I'm gonna figure this out. It's a new service for me. It's a new way to get the word out about. Yeah, it is. But hurt people. It's true. Um, yeah, Costco. All right, Costco. I'm kind of rolling through these questions. Costco is one that doesn't give us a heads up at all, but is probably it lasts. It amazes me. It still lasts 3 minutes. Um, for the restock, they have inventory. It's behind a gate though, because you need to be a Costco member. Unlike Sam's Club, which you can get like 1 day pass and they charge you like a 10% premium. Um, you don't get that price that you want. Uh, then Costco still sells out within 3 minutes despite it being members only. I know there are a lot of members out there, but still, you would think it would last longer than 3 minutes it's a bundle behind a gate membership, and you would think people have gotten it by now at Costco. All the Costco members, nope, still 3 minutes for Costco. So they don't give us a heads up though, but I tweeted out as quickly as I can. Yeah. See, that's the thing I have to mention about like the scammers. Someone mentioned thanks for doing this for a lot of noobs. I went to 567 likes. All right, as long as I can keep doing this, that's all that matters. Um, yeah. So someone mentioned thanks for doing this for a lot of noobs. That's why I keep mentioning the scams. I know people who have seen those. Like, we already know about the scams out there and how to avoid them. If I'm having 5,000 new followers a day, I think this one's going to be 6,000 today. Um, there are a lot of people who don't know about that, and I just don't want them to get harmed. That's the biggest thing for me. I'm gonna start, continue to put tips in my newsletter, and the biggest thing there is I feel like not. I feel like I can't express myself on Twitter a lot for two reasons. One, finite number of characters. Two, there is I ping people with notifications, and I don't want to do that, so I purposely avoid doing that. And I think the important thing is that I find new ways to kind of expand beyond Twitter. So that's what YouTube is about. That's why I'm here. And I have more subscribers now, so that's good. So I can continue to do this. I can make a case to like, okay, this worked for me. 614 likes. I can make a case to do this again when a real restock happens. Thanks for your efforts. I appreciate the sentiment. I know disappointing when Sony Direct has had a restock every single time when there's the special invite link that goes out there, and they didn't do it today. You gotta be watched. Thank you, Robert Johnson, for that's so great. See, like, I see Jake doing like he made me a moderator. He made a lot of people, really good people, moderators. And like I don't know what that's like, but he does a really good job at it. But it's really nice to see people helping out. So, yep. Yeah, the likes and dislikes, yeah, don't matter. Thank you. You are now moderated, but it's I think the video doesn't get traction, so I think if I get myself into a bad place where this doesn't get traction, it's like, oh, well, then I shouldn't be doing this anymore. But I will continue to help out as many people as possible if I still have avenues. So the newsletter is a big thing. And YouTube's going to be a big thing to kind of express and give tips outside of Twitter, because I don't want to, get you guys with notifications. And that is, so I'll put the newsletter in the chat as a link, because we're not seeing Sony Direct right now, and the latest we've ever seen it was 6:30, so that's when I'm going to end it. So I can do that, and I can pin that. So the newsletter's been going pretty well. I don't spam people. I only put out 2 so far in the last week and a half, maybe week. One was for the big restock that happened in person at GameStop for the Xbox. We haven't seen, and we probably will not see, a PS5 restock in stores in 2021. That's the year. So, yep. Oh, yep, I should go over that. Thank you, Robert Johnson. Public queue hasn't taken place yet and isn't likely because we're in the last 15 minutes of when it's had a restock this late, and that's been weeks since it's been at 6:30. So, question. All right, if you bought a digital console on PS5 or PS Direct, will they let you buy a disc version? I've heard no, but then again, I've seen people get invites, those special invites, twice now. They haven't told me that they've been successful. They've only recently got it, but it's still worth a shot. But the rules, the official rules from Sony, do state, this is where they're not vague. They do state that it's 1 per PSN account and 1 per address. Now you can create another PSN account, but if they're basing those special invites on PSN activity, you might not get the special email invite. That's, again, to go over the 2 best, to my knowledge, ways to get the Sony Direct email invite. Increase your PSN activity, maybe. They don't even say increase, it's based on PSN activity. And 2, try to opt into marketing emails. Again, no one knows if that has worked. People take that as Bible. They take it as, this is definitely happening. This is definitely the way to do it. I'm not so sure. It could just be randomized, and it's every PSN user. So I've seen people with less activity get a special invite. Yep. Yeah, it's still out of stock, folks. I get tons of messages from people like, "Hey, I was refreshing the page and it's already out of stock." I get those messages all the time. It's usually not actually out of stock. It's usually just sitting there, and the page hasn't, been opened up to a restock, and it may not. And that's fine. Yeah, what is PSN activity? I don't think we know. Yeah, someone said, I got 1 Series X and 3 PlayStation discs for myself and friends and family and alerts. Love when that happens. One thing I will say, when you don't add that context in Twitter, it usually blows up and people get mad because they're mad because, like, why do you need 3 of them? Usually people don't end with, oh, they're for friends and I'm selling them, or offering them at face value, which is a really nice thing. Definitely add that context so you don't get that hate. I also am surprised people don't get more hate for saying, I've been following you for like 2 days and I got it already. I'm like, there's people who have been like 5 months into this and they're still trying. So, and yeah, that's the console right there. I did get a disc version. I got it. Can't tell you enough how much better it is to get a bundle from GameStop. I know I got the Spider-Man game, which I'd play. I got an NBA 2K game, which I won't play. That's not my thing. And yeah, I may play it like the next year. It was already old by the time I got it too. But I enjoy watching basketball. I don't think I enjoy playing it as much. But easy way to get the console. On rare occasions, I will say this: GameStop will refund or give you store credit. It depends on the clerk, though. If you call them up, they'll probably tell you that they will not give you credit. But that's one tip I have. Be nice. Go in there. Be like, hey, any chance I could do this? I just was really hoping for getting Returnal or getting Ratchet and Clank. I'm a Power Up Rewards member or something like that. But yeah, you get, this heavy console from GameStop, you have a better chance. Pay with Apple Pay if you can. That's worked well for some people. This has been very fun. Um, last 12 minutes of this, last 13 minutes of this. Uh, it's NBA fan. Yeah, I. It was interesting watching the 76ers up until a point when games were tied. Everybody in the Philadelphia area, which I'm originally from, was on the bandwagon for that. And then, as of like 48 hours ago, no one cares. Lots less fans. But yeah, so no PS5 queue yet, and there probably won't be tonight. This could mean that Sony ran out of consoles um, during that special invite, and the only way to get the invite is through PSN activity, which is vague and no one knows what that means, or opting into marketing emails. Um, I've done both. Still haven't gotten an invite from Sony Direct. I will say when I put the tweet out there, because I know it's not a restock, and I try to suppress the tweets I put out there. Um, when I do make that tweet, it's always worth it because someone's like, I didn't even see that email, and now I'm gonna get a PlayStation 5 because you put that tweet out there. I get that multiple times every time I do it, so worth doing it. Do check. Um, yeah, there wasn't a restock. It's supposed to be, yeah, it's usually at 5. Um, Sony's all over the place, but this is the first time that we've seen no restock um, after a special. Where is Ben Simmons? I was just watching that documentary. My dad put it on for One and Done, 76ers player. I love documentaries. That was a good one. Um, yeah. Is there public rationale for not raising the prices on Sony's end? Why let scalpers capture the premium? It's a good question. Um, I think $500 was like the price everybody wanted, but now it's selling through the roof. Um, that might stem some of the demand if it cost more. Um, but I don't think there's any winning situation for them there. Do you know when? What? Do you know what email the special invite comes from? It's from your PSN account, so whatever's tied to your PSN. Question: if you had a choice, would you go? Oh, this is a great question. Um, if you had a choice, would you go with digital or disc? I was able to secure digital, but I'm thinking I should keep trying for disc. Totally with you. I usually put this on Instagram, and it's among my Instagram stories, which I save. Um, so I will put that in the chat. But this is how I always answer this question. So it's in there in the Instagram story somewhere. Um, so if you find it, yep, replace pin tweet. So that should be up there. Great. Um, it's one of the Instagram stories, but I get that one a lot, and I answered it pretty succinctly. I'm going to do that here because YouTube allows me to do that, and it's really nice. But I would go with PS5 disc, and here's why. It's $100 more. Everybody sees, oh, that one's $100 cheaper. I don't really use a Blu-ray player as much anymore, or have a different Blu-ray player. So with PS5 disc, though, it's $100 more, but Resident Evil is already at least $10 off. Resident Evil Village that just came out. NBA 2K, I actually overpaid for that bundle because it was already $20 off. So over the course of a year, if you don't buy every single game on day one, you are going to save more than $100. And think these consoles last 7 years before the new one comes out. So having the disc version is, you know, worth the $100. You get to more easily trade with friends. Can subscribe to GameFly. You can rent games. You could do pretty much anything you want. It's just easier to trade. I would get the disc version. It just mostly because the price of games gets far cheaper. Amazon usually has. You have to think about it. Amazon, Best Buy, Walmart, Target are all trying to sell you these games. Even Sony, because I think people get mixed up. They're like, oh, well, I want digital games. You can still get digital games with the disc version, but all of those retailers are competing with each other, so the games are going to drop quicker. I've noticed that about Nintendo Switch. That's why I buy games on the cartridge. With with Sony, um, their PlayStation Store, which is the only avenue to get games through the digital console, um, it's a monopoly. So while that's great for them, they've cut out the middleman. The prices aren't reflective of their increased profits. Let's say. So if they were passing that on to the user, great, but they're not, and that lack of competition is. I was kind of in favor of a digital console because I thought it would make games cheaper. It hasn't. They have sales. They do drop the price of games eventually, but not as quickly. They should be even quicker because Sony's keeping more of that money and hopefully passing it on to developers as much as possible. But they just really haven't followed through on that, in my opinion. So definitely disc. Long and short of it, look for that on Instagram. Look for that Instagram story. I think it's well laid out. I have all other Instagram. It was me answering questions with a Q&A. So, does disk save space storage? It's a good question. I think it depends on the game. That I cannot answer because that has a. I don't think that's a serious question. Yeah, PS5 Resident Evil 3 on disc at Best Buy is $40 digital, $60. So it was $20 off. So like, why buy disc? So people think they're saving $100. They kind of are in the early stages, but you're not later on. So, yeah, this has been really helpful though. Like, yeah, 669 people like this. I have 4.58, 4,580 subscribers. I think I can do this again. I will do it when there's a real drop, but this has been helpful trying to coach people. I was expecting to coach people through a virtual queue, and we're in the last 5 minutes of when it's ever been this late. I will end this. I will have a background next time. I will have music, maybe. But for now, it's just me testing the software and going from journalist to someone in front of the camera a little bit more and talking for, 50 some minutes. PS5 versus Xbox. I saw that question. 88 minutes so far. All right. So, let me unplug this. Xbox. Not very far because I moved in recently, so I don't have everything completely hooked up. Versus this thing is just massive. It's ridiculous. The PlayStation 5. See a little logo right there. It for me. Obviously, I have both now. I only have one of each. Besides the one I have, I'm giving the Xbox. I'm giving away at the contest. No music, please. Don't feel like Rockstar. Yeah. So I think I prefer the PlayStation for its exclusives. For God of War, when that comes out, Ratchet and Clank, that's out now. Uncharted, there's no Uncharted game for PS5, but I fully expect there to be. So those you can't get anywhere else. You can't get that on Xbox. You're not going to be able to get that on PC, I suspect. And then, yeah, go along with the last question. I will look at that. So the Xbox is, I think the Game Pass is worth it. You're going to get all the first-party games. You're going to get Bethesda games. So it's kind of a big deal. And it's $14.99 a month for that. It's a Netflix of video games. I think it's well worth it. But people could get away with the Xbox Series X or S, which is $299. I think that alone, that $200 savings might be worth it for a lot of people. It doesn't have native 4K, has a half the storage, 512 gigabytes versus 1 terabyte of storage in the Xbox Series X. But you're saving a lot more money, double the money, $200 versus the PS5 digital, and a lot of the people who have settled for the Series S, I don't want to say settled, but it is a lesser console. But those are going to be the first buyers, in my opinion, of the Xbox Series X Pro or whatever the console that comes out like 2.5 years from now. I think those people will be, like, oh, I want the bigger console now, and I've saved $200 back 2 years ago. Um, I think those people are going to be the first buyers of the Pro version, which I'm theorizing, not actual thing. All right, question to go along with the last question: Should I? And I've lost it. Should I sell the digital I secured and keep trying for disc? Yeah, you can sell. I mean, the thing about the digital version, and again, I express, don't do it on Twitter because you just lure people. Even if you're legit, you lure people into trusting people who sell on Twitter, and that's not a good thing. There's one guy who was like, "I want to do this legitimately," and like maybe he was serious, but you're putting people's guard down by doing that. So, um, but it will sell. The other reason not to go with digital, um, not a knock on it by any means. It's really hard to get. So when we see a Target restock at PS5 of PS5, it's usually 40 to 1. Um, so they have like 40 consoles on hand, maybe a little bit more, and they sometimes one digital, sometimes they have two per store. Like we can check the inventory, or used to be able to. Um, so the uh, the fact that they have not really stocked as much PS5 digital inventory means that it's going to be harder to find. So people are like, oh, I'm going to wait until the digital comes in stock because usually they come in waves and usually disc first, digital next. It sells out instantly. We saw that on Amazon last night. Kind of sold out on Walmart last week. The fact that they're upgrading everybody from digital to disc is very telling. So it's 6:30 now, or almost 6:29, and I'm waiting for Sony page to refresh. Looking. If I don't see it, I'm going to end it. But this has been super helpful to get feedback from people, make some people moderators to make this operation a little more smooth. I'm going to have to make sure my screen doesn't time out so I have the beautiful background. But yeah, this has been interesting running Streamlabs for the first time ever. And someone keeps asking, when is the McRib drop? I don't think I've had a McRib in like a decade. It was good. I never know when it's going to be available. I guess that's why I need to do McRib restocks. So, um, so there is no restock. I would suspect not. We haven't seen it go later than 6:30, and it is now 6:30. So I'm gonna call it. But or if there's any, I know womp womp. If there's any last questions, um, I'm gonna improve my setup over the next 24 to 48 hours. Um, Probably 24 if there's actually a Walmart restock. So usually I get early word if there's a Walmart restock. Um, so sometimes I can tweet that out. Sometimes I can't. But it depends on the source of the information. What size monitors? 24. 24-inch monitors. There's 6 of them. I love them to death. They're Dell monitors, and they have like thin frames because they kind of, as you can see, they're all kind of close together. Um, all right, Matt, you have to just have Streamlabs to post a link to your stream like it does when on Twitch. I will have to do that. Yeah. All right, that makes sense. Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know where I'm gonna take this. Maybe I do like a stream that's on continuously. Where's the next restock? Restock anywhere. It's supposed to be here. It's supposed to be on Sony Direct. Didn't happen. Hasn't happened. So what I'm going to watch out for is Walmart tomorrow. The fact that there was PS5 digital last week though, and they were sold out of that. They're having inventory problems by upgrading everybody, and the fact that there was an Xbox Series X available, a little easier to get, but means they ran through a lot of them. Doesn't give me a whole lot of confidence for Walmart tomorrow, and my I don't think my sources are going to be available tomorrow to give me a heads up. So sometimes they're on, sometimes they're not. That's the name of the game. Like also sometimes sources at not Walmart but different companies can't continually check the inventory because that looks suspicious because it gets logged. Um, but yeah, that's the name of like the sources game. Um, but I really appreciate those people. Like I can't have that information without them, and they're doing it for the love of knowing that this community right here is there. It's a bunch of legit gamers. So, um, yeah, I will say, oh, I need that shirt. It's actually I don't think I've fully shown it, but it's it says selfie on there, and it's just Batman and Robin trying to take a selfie, and I thought that's pretty iconic for the moment that we're in. So it's like merch needed. This is all very new to me. I'm usually behind a computer and doing a lot of things like that. So I more volume to the mic. All right, so more volume to the mic. Low music. I've gotten that feedback. Merch, which that'll come at the end. No. And then just like better switching between things and also making sure these monitors are lit up. All right, thank you everybody. Thanks for being here. This is a brand new process for me. I'm gonna get better at this, I swear. Like and subscribe if you want. You don't have to, but this is my first time doing this. Yeah. Ooh, I like these ideas. This has been great. This is great feedback from me. I hope you've appreciated me doing a Q&A here. That's what essentially this turned out to be. Um, and I'm going to update the TechRadar page and say, hey, we're past that time. There was a restock for people with the email invite. Can't do much to get that email invite, but I get to test out this setting. It's a mess, but I'm going to get my act together. Thank you to Robert Johnson, and I don't know. I made one other person a moderator. I made Bot Fodder a moderator, who has since left, but I made one other person a moderator. RLGSAK. Thank you so much for helping out. Thank you, Bot Fodder, for I know you're gone, but tell me how to do the slowdown in the chat. Huge thing. I'll make more nice people moderators. If you contact me on Twitter, like, hey, I'm a good person. I'll hopefully you're not lying. And it just it was you. Great, thank you. Follow Matt on Twitter if you haven't already. I think that's where most people came from, but like if you haven't, it's funny. I just pulled up Twitter on this computer, and I have my like tweet ready to go for PS5 Direct. Not the case. Oh well. Putting that in the chat just in case people don't have the Twitter. How do you become a mod? You just do something good. Like there were some people going, "Oh, it's happening. The restock is happening." It's like it's not happening. Other people correct them. It's like, all right, thank you for helping out. You know, getting told how to use Streamlabs for the first time is a huge deal for me, because this is like some complex software. And I did this while sick, while getting, Prime Day done. But I kind of wanted to take this opportunity to coach people through and test it out. Yeah. Yeah, no one knew where to go before all these, restock accounts happened. We were doing it on TechRadar for like months, and then I couldn't get one. That's the story of how this all started for me. I couldn't get one, and I complained about it. I was like, I didn't get one from Sony Direct, and like my credit card got rejected because I used Amex, and then then I complained about it, and the next day I was like, oh, the restock's back open. So I tweeted about it once, the complaint, and just like a regular tweet had 21,000 followers, and then I said, oh, it's back in stock the next day, and then people started thanking me, and I'm like, why are you thanking me? Like I didn't get one, so they got it. I'm like, oh, okay, people got it. That's great. And then I did it the next day, and like people thanked me. That was back when Sony Direct was every day. and we were covering it on TechRadar, but it was sell out in like 3 minutes. So it's hard to reach those users. Um, so by putting it out there with push notifications, people started turning on notifications for me, and so it happened very organically. I didn't mean for this to happen, but that's the story of my origin story. And I went from 21,000 followers to 681,000, and that's a really good thing for me because I've this is the only way I've gotten to keep doing this. Yeah, I like the chair too. We have a best gaming chairs article at TechRadar. Um, totally worth checking out because that is, um, you know, we do a lot of testing, so we're sitting on about it all the time. Yeah, some people give me health advice about onions. That's good. Yeah, I would love for to figure out how to have co-hosts and everything. Like, yeah, it's yeah. Thank you. Thanks everybody. That's like everybody's too kind. Um, yeah, like and subscribe if you would like, but this means I can do it again. Just like with Twitter, because I have this following, I was able to go, okay, this is a thing now that is good traction for TechRadar, and it became a thing where I could do that. If this happens, same thing. If people are securing consoles from these when there is a restock, or if I'm coaching people on how to get a PS5 restock or an Xbox restock, that is going to thing. That's going to be something I can do. I think I could open play digital. Yeah, you could still sell digital used if you. Yeah, don't wait. These are hot enough. I mean, like, it's gonna have more value unopened, but I don't. I don't think you'll have a problem. Um, yeah, Costco does restocks. Okay, I'm gonna end it there. If Costco does do a restock, it's like last 3 minutes, despite needing the membership details and everything. I'm gonna end it there. Thank you to the moderators. Um, I would love to have you back. And this is kind of just mind blowing how many people are in here. There's still a lot of people, my most loyal followers, um, and I want to help you all. Um, and some people I've already helped. So, all right, folks, I'm gonna call it there. I'll be on Twitter if there's a restock. Um, thank you so much for doing this and being here and listening to me drone on for, you know, 90 minutes or so, more than that now. Totally worth it. All right, talk to everybody later. See you on Twitter, and yeah, DM me if you're in the chat and you're like, hey, that was enjoyable, or this is what you need feedback on: microphone, music, better setup. I get it.